you ever been up to Colorado? I spend a lot of time there in my mind. And if God doesn't live in Colorado, I'll bet that's where he spends most of his time. I'll bet that's where he spends most of his time. Well, now you sing us a song about Texas, Buck.
So, what, you mean someone's wrote a song about Texas?
I'm sure they have.
Let's see. Yeah, I can probably come up with
You don't
one.
know Yellow Rose, do you?
Let's see. Well, yes, but that's in the hysterical portion.
Oh, okay.
We'll do that. We'll do that after a while. But oh, beautiful, beautiful Texas, most beautiful state that I know. We're proud of our forefathers who fought at the Alamo. You can live on the plains or the mountains, or down where the sea breezes blow, and you're still in beautiful Texas, the most beautiful state that I know. There are some folks that still like to travel, or country and village and farm, or ride along all the skyways where the beauty around them will charm. Blue cotton, white waters, green rivers, golden wheat fields and fruit trees that bear. You can look till doomsday, and then you will say that surely there's none to compare with beautiful, beautiful Texas, where the beautiful blue bonnets grow. We're proud of our forefathers who fought at the Alamo. You can live on the plains or the mountains, or down where the sea breezes blow, and you're still in beautiful Texas, the most beautiful state that I know. Now, Pappy loved that song, but he thought the melody sounded kind of familiar. And about then was when he figured out that Milton had played a trick on him. He took one of them hot jazz songs the Helton brothers had did that Pappy hated, and slowed it down and put Pappy's words to it. So every time Pappy stepped up to the mic to sing Beautiful, Beautiful Texas, in reality what he was really singing was, well, just because you think you're so pretty, just because you think you're so hot, just because you think you got something that nobody else has got. Well, you caused me to spend all my money. You laugh and call me old Santa Claus. Well, I'm telling you, honey, I'm through with you, because, just because, just because. True story.
Well, this is as far as we got in our rehearsal, so from here on out we're winging it.
That can work.
I thought I would do a song for you that Ian Tyson wrote.
Always a good choice.
He must have been traveling through Colorado, according to the lyrics. So maybe that's why I'm partial to it. 2 eggs up on the whiskey toast, home fries on the side. Wash it down with Roadhouse coffee that burns up your inside. Just a Colorado diner and a waitress I did love. We sit in the back neath an old stuffed bear in a worn out Navajo Rug. Now Jack, the boss, went home at 6. It was Katie barred the door. She'd pulled down that Navajo rug and spread it out on the floor. And I saw lightning flash in the sacred mountains and the wooing of a turtle dove. Lying there next to Katie on that old Navajo rug. Ay, 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 Katie, shades of red and blue. Ay, 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 Katie, whatever became of the Navajo rug and you, Katie. Well, I saw Jack about a year ago. He said the place burned to the ground. All he said was an old bear tooth, and Katie, she left town. But Katie got a souvenir too. Jack smiled as he spit out a plug. You should have seen her coming through the smoke, dragging that Navajo rug. Ay, 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 Katie, shades of red and blue. Ay, 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 Katie, whatever became of the Navajo rug and you. Well, whenever I'm in the sacred mountains and the lightning jumps above, it takes me back to another time and my long-lost Katie love. Well, everything keeps moving on, everyone's on the go, but nothing else seems to last like a double-woven Navajo. Ay, 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 Katie, shades of red and blue. Ay, 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 Katie, whatever became of the Navajo rug and you, Katie, shades of red and blue. Ay, 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 Katie, whatever became of the Navajo rug and you.
Thank you, Ian.
85 and still going strong and still riding horses and still writing songs.
Well, I hope I'm still riding horses at 85.
Let's say.
Speaking of horses.
Of course, you know that that old boy has got so many spare parts when he goes to bed at night, he has enough pieces left over to build a whole nother singer. Sounds like he was riding that old cayuse that Curly Fletcher wrote about. I was hanging around town, wasting my time, out of a job, not earning a dime, when a fellow comes up and he says, I suppose you're a bronc fighter by the looks of your clothes. You figures me right, I'm a good one, I claim.
Have to have a bad one to take. Says I got one, he's a bad one to buck. For throwing good riders, he's had lots of luck.
Well, I gets all head up and asks what he pays. Ride this old nag for a couple of days. He offers me 10 and I says, I'm your man. The bronc hasn't lived yet that I couldn't fan. He says, get your saddle, I'll give you a chance. Hops in his buckboard and we drives to the ranch. Stays until morning and right after Chuck steps up to see if this outlaw can buck. Tell us about that old cayuse, Dennis.
Well, down in the horse corral, standing alone, an old caballo, a strawberry roan, little pig eyes and a big Roman nose, long spanning legs a turning at the toes, little pin ears that touch at the tip, a big double diamond brand on his left hip. Well, I put on my spurs and a coil of my twine, and I tell that stranger that 10 spot is mine. Good looking horse, huh?
Forget the ugly stick, he got beat with an ugly forest. Well, I gets the blinds on him, and it sure is a fright. Next comes a saddle, and I screws it down tight. Hops in the saddle and raises the blinds. Get out the way, boys, he's gonna unwind. He's about the worst bucker I've seen on the range. He'll turn on a nickel and give you some change. Turns his old belly right up to the sun. He sure is a sun-fishing son of a gun. You ride this thing a while, I'm tired.
Goes up again and he goes round and round, like he has quit living down there on the ground. He's about the worst bucker I've seen on the range. He'll turn on a nickel and give you some change. Goes up in the east and comes down in the west. Stay in the middle, I'm doing my best. I lose both my stirrups and also my hat, and I start pulling leather as blind as a bat.
Well, he hits on all fours, then he goes up on high. Leaves me a spinning up there in the sky. I turns over twice and I comes back to earth, and lights in a cussing the day of his birth. I know there are ponies that I cannot ride. There's some of them left, they haven't all died. I'll bet all my money he's not a man yet alive who can stay with Strawberry when he makes his high dive. Dang horse. Thank you. And by the way, I also want to mention Dennis has got some CDs up here. I have some as well. Some gospel CDs, some patriotic CDs.